Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. Okay, so I think we can start. Last week, if you can remember, we did the very first lesson, Introduction to Linguistics. Can you remember it? Yeah, let me share the slides, then you can easily remind what we did. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's not clearly visible here, the slide. Okay, here. So can you all remember we started this topic? Introduction to Linguistics. That's what we did. So under that we were talking about what is language, what is human language, what are the characteristics of language, the origins of languages. Okay, can you all remember these things?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then did we start the importance of linguistics, the second topic? Yeah, let me show it to you, and then you just tell me whether we have started this one, importance of linguistics. Okay, importance of linguistics. Did we start it? Tell me yes or no. Yeah, let me show you the slides. No, I think no. This yeah. I can't understand your communication. Let's let us miss. I wonder what do you mean? I'm asking whether I have done this with you or not.
No, miss.
No, hi, okay.
No.
So yeah, we'll go to that. We'll start here. So what we are going to study now, importance of linguistics. So from the previous lesson, you got some idea about linguistics. So now we are going to understand importance of linguistics. Okay, simply read. Okay, when you finish reading, let me know.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll see, we'll understand this. Linguistic is the study of language. Okay, you know it already. So this includes how language functions, how it is learned, and how people communicate using it. All these three areas are there. They are how language functions, how language is learned, and how people communicate using language. Okay, despite their interest in the ability to speak a multitude of language, linguistics are more interested in how language. Yes. So as human beings, they are interested in learning many languages. But linguists, those who study languages, they are more interested in how language works than being able to speak. So linguists, they don't worry about how many languages they can talk or people can talk, but they are focusing on how languages work actually. So you might have heard of the term polyglot. Polyglot is the person who can communicate in multiple languages. Okay, so he is called a polyglot. Okay, so why study linguistics if it doesn't teach you specific language? So then you students are learning linguistics. But when you are learning linguistics, you don't learn a new language. Okay, so then learning linguistics, it doesn't mean you are learning a new language. So you should get an idea about if it is not learning a new language, why is it important? So that is what we are going to understand now. Okay, see, number one. This is one reason why should we learn a linguistic. Yeah, just read and understand. Yeah, when you finish reading, let me know.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Okay, we'll understand. We'll understand the basic idea. So, linguistic helps us to understand our surrounding. Okay, so then when you are studying, you will learn about languages, how languages function. So every language is unique. Okay, so then there are thousands of languages in the world. They all are unique. That means one language is different from another language. So then language, uh, particular language has its own manner of building words, phrases, and sentences to communicate concepts, and it capture unique world conceptualization. Okay, when we take Sinhala language, so in Sinhala language there is a particular manner of forming words, phrases, and sentences to communicate. So when it comes to Tamil language, it is having its own manner of building words, phrases, and sentences to communicate. Okay, so then we are living in the world, and in this world there are many languages. So we can understand the world actually when we comparing vocabulary structure of different languages. Okay, so then here I want to tell you, language and culture, they are the same. They are inseparable. That means language and culture cannot be separated. If we take examples from our country, Sinhalese language means Sinhalese culture. So then the Tamil language used by Muslim people means Muslim Islam culture. Tamil language used by Tamil people means Tamil culture. Okay, so then culture and language, they cannot be separated. Languages, this information can be utilized to improve interpersonal communication. Okay, so when you are aware about how languages function, when you live in society, you can have a very good interpersonal communication. That means uh, we can communicate with those who use other languages with understanding. And then literary efforts and treating speech disorders. So there are people who cannot talk normally, those who are having speaking disorders. Linguistics training is also beneficial for studying and acquiring languages. Okay, overall idea about linguistic is needed to learn more languages. Okay, so this is a lengthy description. As a whole, you can say linguistic helps us to understand our surrounding. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Finished, ma'am.
Okay, we'll understand. Hi. The study of linguistics helps in the empowerment of individuals. That means when people studying linguistic in a way helps to give power to individuals. Okay, empowerment means giving power. The language defines who we are because it captures our perception of the world and our relationship with one another. Okay, so from language only we can get to know this in the sense perception of the world. So how we look at the world, our understanding of the world and our relationships with each other, it depends on language. Okay, just imagine we don't have a language. So then how can we have some sort of understanding of the world? And how can we have relationships with other people if we do not have a language? So because of a language only we communicate with others. We utilize our original language or mother tongue to express what is in our hearts. So every person is very comfortable with mother tongue. So mother tongue is actually our heart language. So in our mother tongue only we can give our feelings better because their heart language is not the language of power. So then most of the people in this world, their heart language, that means mother tongue, is not a powerful language. Okay, so think about India. How many languages are in India? It's around 1,000. Okay, so out of these 1,000 languages, some languages are not very powerful. The people, those who use that minority language, they are actually marginalized. Marginalized in the sense they are not having power. Because of this, as a result, tens of thousands of minority language populations are unable to get education in their own tongue. So luckily in Sri Lanka, we can have education in our own mother tongue, Sinhala, Tamil, English. But when we think about a country like India, so all the people are not getting chance to get education in their mother tongue. They become locked in a cycle of poverty and discrimination simply because they do not speak or understand the dominant language and culture. Okay, when they do not learn the dominant language, so they cannot come to the normal level of the society. Okay, that is one thing. But when you study linguistics and when it helps you to learn languages, then you can come out of that marginalized arena or marginalized area. So when you learn languages, the dominant language will take English. So you can come out of that marginalized position. Okay, I will. If you have a question, you can ask. Okay, here. Okay, so then we got to know there are marginalized languages used by minority of communities. So, a linguistic community, that means those who study linguistic, those who are interested in linguistic, they are called linguists. So they have taken actions to guarantee those languages. Okay, that means there are some marginalized languages, they are fading out of the society. Okay, but these linguists, they have taken actions to protect those languages. Okay, did you get the idea? So there are some languages which are fading out of the society, but linguists, they have taken actions to preserve them, protect them. That is the basic idea. We'll do these things quickly. Yeah. Discover something new. Okay, we'll understand. Discover something new. Okay, so then these captions, the title will not give you a clear idea, but the content. So understanding these things, you can tell in your own words the importance of learning linguistics. So, so when you study linguistics or linguistic help you to understand uh, how the communication process occurs. So learn it. Linguistic helps you to understand how words are produced. That means phonetics. How sentences are structured. That means syntax. Are the first stages in understanding why we say certain things. That is semantic. And by this time, you know phonetics, syntax, semantic, even morphology, they are there. So then human beings are complex organisms and studying about how we communicate, that means from writing to speaking, help us gain better understanding of ourselves. Okay, we can get better understanding about ourselves when we learn how languages function. Next one. Still we are in the introductory part. Okay, so then these are very descriptive. Okay, I think this one you can easily understand. Improve your communication ability. So, studying linguistic helps you to improve your communication ability. Okay, that is the basic thing. Okay, so then when you study linguistic, you will understand there are certain fundamental principles of linguistic, and they are really helpful for your understanding and communication. And when you study linguistic, you will be more confident in using language for communication. Okay, here there's one example given. So then if you need to deliver a speech in a function, so you can prepare that speech with your knowledge about linguistics. Quickly we'll finish these things and then we can go to the other lesson. Okay, that means you finished reading. Yeah, let me check whether I can put them in the chat box. So last time also I tried, but it's not possible. Yeah, let me check. So here, attachments. Yeah, let me check. File. Okay, sure. Hari. Now I will put both. So you can take it from the chat box. Okay. Okay, so I put it in the chat box, and apart from this, I did one MCQ question. I will put that also in the chat box. Then you can make use of them. And I have prepared one for today. I will be sharing that also. Okay. Okay. So I have shared 4 files in the chat box. You better get them downloaded. Okay. Check whether you received them. Okay. Now we'll understand. We'll discuss these things in short. Improve your critical thinking and analytical abilities. Okay, so then when we work and they are, whatever the profession we do, it's very important to analyze the stuff and make decisions. Okay, learning linguistic make you able to recognize the patterns in speech and understand the meaning actually. Okay, so then if you know linguistic, if you have studied them, that will help you to understand meaning. So here there are some and also solving problems professionally, so can aid in variety of capacities within the police for. So if you go to a police or maybe forensic linguist, there are different areas actually. So then lawyer, for an example, so they are certain professions for which the knowledge about linguistic is very important. For an example, lawyers, when they break arguments and when they talk in the court, so even a single word may be very important. Okay, so then linguistic improve our critical thinking and analytical abilities. So then even you may know another subject in future you will learn sometimes a discourse analysis. Okay, so they are really helpful for analytical abilities. We'll go to the next one. Innovations. Just see. Okay, you are welcome. You have received them. Okay, what is this message? Can't you see the screen? So one student is telling he or she, I don't know, cannot see the screen. Is that true? Now check whether you can see it or not. When I was sharing those things in the chat box, something might have happened. Okay? Now you can see, I suppose. Now okay, yeah, that's what happened. I did not notice it. Okay, so and the other thing is, uh, field of linguistic is not an area where everything has been studied. In the field of linguistics, still there are many more things to be studied. Okay, so if you involve in the field of linguistics, you can go for new discoveries, lots of innovations. If you want to be a linguist, that means those who are studying languages, sometimes you will uh, identify certain new things. Because there are so much to learn in the field of linguistics. And there are certain things which are changing. Okay, so linguistics is the study of languages, but everything about languages has not been studied. So there are many more things to be studied. So if you are interested in the field of linguistics, you have a chance to have innovations. Okay, this part is going to be over. Okay, here uh, almost like a conclusion. Actually, we are coming to a turning point. Some people misunderstand linguist as a person who can speak several languages. It's wrong actually. Linguist is the person who study languages. Okay, the person who talks many languages is called polyglot. We got to know it early. So linguistics is the study of the structure and function of language and communication. Okay, so it is about study of specific languages and the search for general properties shared by all languages, all large group of languages. So learning about one particular language is also coming under linguistics. At the same time, learning about many languages, maybe the languages in the world, that is also coming under linguistics. Okay, so then the field of linguistics is having different sections actually. We'll see what they are. Okay, here you can see phonetics and phonology. I suppose you all are familiar with these areas. Phonetics and phonology, that is about sounds of language. And then morphology. Morphology is the formation of words or else structure of words. And then syntax. Syntax, that's about how these words are put in particular order. Syntax, basically, that's about grammar actually. Semantics means meaning of the language. Pragmatics means language in use. Okay, hereafter we will be talking about these areas in detail. Okay, you just imagine any language consists of these 5 areas: phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, plus pragmatics. Okay, so then okay, read this, and this may be lengthy notes. Sometimes you might have received the same note from your university institute, and actually I prepared this note based on the given material. Okay, so sometimes you too may be having the same with you shared by the institute. Okay, just read. Yeah, I told you I received this note from a particular book given by the institutes. Okay, so then here it says linguistic. It includes exploration, studying of the nature of language variations. So dialects, you might have heard of them. So within the same language, there are different dialects. For an example, The language, if it is Tamil language, let me check whether most of you are, both are here, Sinhalese, Tamils. So then when it comes to Sinhalese language, so there are dialects, southern dialect, how southern people talk. And then how Kandy, central part, how they talk language is different. And when it comes to another area, so there are different dialects. So we can easily recognize, but the same language, Sinhala. How southern people talk is different from how we talk. Okay, they are dialects. And when we think about Tamil language, how Jaffna Tamil people talk, that's a dialect. How upcountry Tamils they talk, it's another dialect. How Batiklo Tamil people talk, it's another dialect. It's like that. Okay, so even though we study linguistics, so you are studying a linguistic as a subject under your B.Ed program. So even though we study linguistics, it is still largely unfamiliar to the educated public. So most of the people, they are not aware of linguistics. But linguistics is an important subject actually. So linguistic is having impacts on other fields, just like psychology, philosophy, education, language teaching, sociology, anthropology, computer science, artificial intelligence. So now we are living in the world of artificial intelligence, AI. But everywhere, a linguistic is important. Okay, few more slides here. See, sorry, what topic we were talking. Yeah, let me share it. This is what you were reading. Okay, so then a student who study linguistics is having different career path actually. Okay, so then here there are some uh, it also delves into the nature of language variation, language changing over time, how language is processed and stored in the brain, and how young children learn it. So there are certain areas, even if you are interested in learning linguistic, you can carry on studies on these areas. Okay. So this is almost like the conclusion. Okay, here it is just like a conclusion. So as we discussed earlier, even though some people are not aware about linguistic, it's a growing area, growing and exciting area, because it is having connections with all these areas: psychology, philosophy, education, language teaching, sociology, anthropology, computer science, and artificial intelligence. Anthropology means study of human history actually. Okay, so this is just a general topic because according to the syllabus it was there. So I just uh, arranged certain factors to prove why linguistic is important. But in other than this, if you can find some more facts, you are free to uh, write down them. Okay, so we'll answer some MCQ questions based on what we did now, because I'm this will make the stuff more clearer to you. Okay, before we move to the next one. Okay, now read the first question and tell me which answer is correct. These MCQ questions are very easy, but this is just like recapitulation. Yes. The majority is telling answer C. And that means linguistic is the study of language, including how it functions, how it is learned, and how it is used for communication. So that is correct. We'll go to the next question. Okay, is this difficult? The second question, you have answered. One student, Fatima, she has answered. What about others? Okay, others are also with the same opinion. Linguistics are primarily interested in how language works. B is the correct answer. And, okay, we'll go to the third one. Very easy question. Question number 3. Very easy question. Yes, all are telling C. That is correct. A polyglot is someone who can communicate in multiple languages. Correct. Your answer is correct. Okay, we'll go to the next question. I have highlighted 2. One is correct. Question number 4. Yes, study in linguistics help us to just now we discussed them. Yes, study in linguistics helps us to understand our surrounding. So that is the correct answer. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Each language has its own way of yes, your answer is correct. Building words and phrases and sentences. Okay, your answer is correct. Number 6. Comparing different languages can help us to yes, gain a better grasp of the world we live. So that is the correct answer. We'll go to the next one, number 7. Yes. Question number 7. Linguistics information can be used for Yes, it seems you have got confused between A and D. Some are telling what is the exact answer. The majority is telling D. Yes, exactly. All the above. So that is the correct answer. All the above. Hi. Question number 8. Very easy question. Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll answer it. Correct. B. Correct. Our mother tongue is used to express what is in our heart. So that is why it is called heart language. Next one. Yes, you are answering. Hari. Okay. Most of you are telling answer is their heart language is not the language of power. Exactly. That is the answer. Question number 10. You see. Okay. Your answer is correct. Answer C. And, I have already shared this with you. Phonetics is the study of. Yes. Answer C is the correct one. How words are produced. Syntax is the study of. You are giving answer as B. Yes, that is the correct answer. B. Okay, semantic is the study of. Yeah, very quickly you are answering. Why we say certain things. That means meaning. Correct. Okay, I'm happy you are answering the correct one. That is actually gain better understanding of ourselves. Correct. Yes, answer is B. Correct. Your answer is correct. Yeah, few more questions. linguistics helps in understanding what? Yes, your answer is correct. All the above. Number 17. Yes, correct. All the above. Answer is correct. Number 18. Okay, answer D. All the above. That is the correct answer. Number 19. Yes, correct. All the above. Your answers are correct. An old field of study. So linguistic is not something which came very recently. It has a long history. Linguists use what to discover new results? Yes. Okay, answer A. Yes, you have answered as answer A. That is the correct one. Number 22. Linguistics can contribute to new discoveries about animal behavior, human brain, plant growth, space exploration. Yes, human brain. Yes, answer B is the correct one. The study of language and communication include both A and B. That means answer D is the correct one. Very good. Last one. Yes, astrology. Astrology is not a field of area of linguistics. Okay, so we completed one lesson and then we answered some questions set on it. Okay, as we have time, yeah, we'll go to another lesson. We can't complete it, but we will start. Okay, so this is the new lesson. Let me show it to you from the beginning. Hi. Phonetics and phonology. Up to now, we were with the first topic, and they were very factual and they were very lengthy. So now we are moving to our second topic, that is phonetics and phonology. We'll see. Okay, read. Okay, phonetics and phonology. So then, phonetics and phonology, they belongs to the same area, but they are two subfields of linguistics that study the sound in language. Phonetics and phonology both study the sounds of languages. But both fields are concerned with the sound of language. They differ in their scope and focus. Okay, next we'll understand what is the difference. The similarity is actually both phonetics and phonology, they focus on sounds. But they differ according to their scope and focus. Okay, just read and get some idea. Okay, so here in this slide, you can get an idea very clearly about phonetics. You see, yeah, take this into your mind. So the earlier lesson, what we did for 2 days, that is just introduction. But these things are very factual. So what is phonetics? The simple answer is phonetics is the study of the speech sounds. So that means a phonetics concerned with how speech sounds are produced, transmitted, and perceived by the human auditory system. Perceived means understand by a human auditory system. Okay, so here you can see what I have highlighted. So basically, phonetics studies how sounds are produced, transmitted, and received. If you happen to answer what is phonetics, phonetics is the study of how sounds are produced, transmitted, and received. So there are three primary functions under phonetics. That is how sounds are produced, number one, how sounds are transmitted, number two, how sounds are received, that is number three. Okay, so based on these three areas, there are three types of phonetics. Articulatory phonetics, that means how sounds are produced. Acoustic phonetics, how sounds are transmitted. And auditory phonetics, that is how sounds are received. Okay, if you have a question, you just ask. I have already shared the notes and the questions in the chat box. This may be a student who joined just now. Is that so? Okay, I have already shared the stuff in the chat box. You can see it. Hari, okay. Is this clear to you? This part? Phonetics is the study of sounds. Under that, there are three areas: how sounds are produced, transmitted, and received. According to these three areas, there are three types of subcategories under phonetics. They are articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. Check whether this is clear to you. Okay, you say it's clear. We'll go to the next one. This is about phonetics. Now we'll see what is phonology. Before that, we'll learn these four areas. So here you can see articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. Before we go to phonology, we'll see what they are. And here you can see articulatory phonetics. What is that? So I can't understand. Yeah. Yeah, notes we discussed today, I have put them into chat box. Chaturani, didn't you get them downloaded? The other students, they might have done so. So they are in the chat box. You can go to previous messages in the chat box and get them downloaded. I will share them with the management also, but it will be a little bit late. But what I have shared in the chat box, you can quickly download. Okay, hope you read this. Will understand. Okay, what is this message? It's downloaded but couldn't get in documents. What does it mean? So when you get them downloaded, can't you open it? What is the meaning of Fatima? Yeah, it downloaded but couldn't get in documents. Why is that? So what should I do then? But that is the way that I can share. Let me. I have shared PDF actually. Okay, let me share it once again and check whether you can. Okay, so for the second time, I shared them in the chat box. Okay, when you click there, there's open file. Open the file and then you can get it downloaded. Check. Anyway, other than this, I don't have any other option. I will share it with the management. All right, now we'll understand articulatory phonetics. Okay, so then within brackets, you can see production. The term is there. So articulatory phonetic is about organs of speech. So when we talk, there are certain organs which will work together. Okay, that means articulatory phonetics focuses on the production of sounds, how sounds are produced. Okay, so then those who study articulatory phonetics, they study the use of different speech organs in producing all types of speech sounds by the speaker. So we pronounce different sounds, and these different sounds are the results of different organs, the combination of different organs in producing sounds. For an example, try to pronounce these words. There's a message again. Now, okay, Hari, okay. Hari. So then here you also can pronounce these words and see there are different organs that helps to pronounce these words. And these organs are actually tongue, lips, teeth, and then the upper part of the tongue, mouth, and there are different areas. See, moon. When we pronounce the word moon, our lips are together. Stars. So we have to touch the alveolar ridge. Stars or the upper teeth. Then flower, pen. And so when these words are pronounced, there are different organs which work together. And study of them is called articulatory phonetics. So once again, basically, articulatory phonetics is about how sounds are produced using organs. I think it's clear to you. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Are you clear with articulatory phonetics? I'm asking, are you clear with articulatory phonetics? If it is clear, we can go to acoustic phonetics. Okay, if it is clear, you can study acoustic phonetics. If the earlier one is not clear, you can put a message. Okay, we'll understand acoustic phonetics. So within brackets, you can see transmission. So when we were learning about articulatory phonetics, within brackets, the word production is there. We'll understand this. So then acoustic phonetics, it's about the study of the transmission of sounds from the speaker to the listener. So just imagine I am talking now. So you are listening. That's true. We have used some technical devices, internet. You are using your device and I am using my device. That's there. But just imagine inside the physical classroom, the teacher is talking and what teacher is talking goes to students' ear. Okay, acoustic phonetics is actually studying it. This is when the speaker says something, how the sound waves travel from the speaker's speech organs to the listener's ear. Okay, the person who is talking, from his mouth, words are coming out. And from that point onwards, just like a waves, they travel to the ears of the listener. So studying that is called acoustic phonetics. Okay, yeah, let me check whether. Okay, basically acoustic phonetics is that. That is the study of how sounds are transmitted. But remember, acoustic phonetics cannot be studied in the classroom because to study them, there should be lots of equipment. So normally the teachers, even they do not study acoustic phonetics. For that, there should be a special lab facilities. Okay, therefore, acoustic phonetics is not a sub area which is studied by the student. Is that clear? Tell me whether it is clear or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's clear. Now we have studied two sub areas: articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and next the third one, auditory phonetics. Okay, read and try to understand it. When you finish reading, let me know. Okay, we'll understand auditory phonetics. That means perception. Perceptions means actually understanding. So then this is the widest of all types of phonetics. That means this is the broader area. So this covers an important aspect of perception. That means understanding. So it is like this. After the speaker conveys the information, listener hears it. And then his or her brain starts working on the information. Okay, so in other words, actually, the listener understands the information. And this is the study, this is called auditory phonetics. Okay, for an example, when your teacher explains a topic in class, you are able to understand it after listening. So then this is actually coming under auditory phonetics. It's simply not just listening. Okay, so sometimes when you look at the title auditory phonetics, you may understand it's listening. No, it's not only listening, it's listening plus understanding. So then don't write auditory phonetics as listening, listening plus understanding. We'll go to the fourth. So then let me, the last we discussed 4. Yeah, I'm going to that because okay. There are 3 types of phonetics. So we have done it. What are they? Articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. I hope you are clear with them. Okay, then next one, phonology. So with this, we are ending phonetics under this subject. So our main topic is phonetics and phonology. So now we are going to study what phonology is. See. Okay, after this again we are going to phonetics. Honey? So but our main topic is phonetics and phonology. Okay, phonology is the study of sounds which are concerned with the ways in which speech sounds are organized and patterned in language. Okay, phonetics is the study of how sounds are produced. Phonology is how these sounds are organized and patterned in language. It studies how sounds are combined together to form words. For an example, when we say cat, there are 3 sounds, ka, at, cat. Okay, so that is phonology. But phonetics is about how sounds are produced. Phonology is about how sounds are organized and patterns. We'll come to phonology later, but we were talking about phonetics. So what we did up to now was what phonetics is, and there are 3 types of phonetics: articulatory, acoustic, and auditory. Okay, so I don't think, okay. So this is related to phonology, yeah? Okay. So then here, as phonology, we got to know phonology means how sounds are organized and patterned to form words. Under that, this comes. Okay, just read. Okay, we'll see phoneme. So then phonology is how sounds are organized and patterned. So a phoneme is the smallest unit of speech sounds that distinguish one word from another word. Okay, so when it comes to sounds, phoneme is the smallest sound unit. Okay, each phoneme represents the smallest contrastive sound which may bring about a change in one word meaning. Okay, even though a phoneme is the smallest sound unit, it brings a huge change in the word. Okay, so traditionally the linguists put the phonemes between slash marks. So we can easily recognize phonemes because they are within slash marks. Okay, so here you see mat, hat. Okay, so here mat is a separate word from hat, and they become two different words because of one phoneme difference. For an example, at that is they are in both, but first one m, second one her. So m, her. So they are phoneme. Because of this single phoneme, these became two different words. Okay, are separated from each other based on the initial sounds. In these two words, initial sound consists of two different phonemes, that is ma and her respectively. Tell me whether you got this idea. we got to know about phoneme under phonology, because we know phonology is the study of how sounds are organized and patterned. To organize and pattern these sounds, we should get to know about phoneme. Phoneme is the smallest sound unit actually. Hi, okay. Next, we have to go once again to phonetics, phonology both actually. So this is about the production of sounds, the vocal tract. I suppose you have studied them, but we simply will touch them, but I don't feel that we can touch them today. Hi, okay. Just observe this one. Then next week, next day, we can start with the these parts actually. Vocal tract. What is this message? Okay, I will share the PPT. Okay, then you can study them and attend the lecture next week. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, I will share it with you. Let me give you the slides. PDF. What is that? Phonetics, phonology. Okay, so I have given the slides which we just started today. So when you are coming attending lectures next week, yeah, check whether you can get it downloaded. You just study them and come. Then it's very comfortable. I can explain it. At least read them once and join the lecture. Hari, okay. Okay, just we will remind what we did up to now today. So we discussed the importance of linguistics. So then I told you sometimes you might be confused with that stuff, because I just wrote down them from the book issued by the institute. And I told you, in addition to the importance facts that we discuss, you can collect some more. So from those things, we got to know studying linguistics is very important. Then we came to this lesson, that is phonetics and phonology. So there we got to know that phonetics and phonology, they are two subfields. They are two subfields actually under linguistics. Phonetics and phonology, they are under linguistics. Then we got to know both are about the study of sounds. And then phonetics is about how sounds are produced. So there are three ways: phonetics, articulatory, acoustic, and auditory. Phonology is about how sounds are organized and patterns. Okay, so then we will wind up the session for today. So I have already shared the slides. So next week we'll continue with the vocal tract. Okay, shall we wind up the session for today then?
Okay, madam.
Okay, then.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay, then good night and have a nice time.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.